Welcome back to another episode of Thought OPPS. Tongue tied there for a second. Welcome back to another episode of Thought OPPS. I am one of your hosts. My name is Still Biz, and I have over there my co-host
EJ Briz. I'm gonna start doing the introduction because, dude, you messing up, man, for real. But as everyone know, I am the most important host, EJ Briz. You will see my name somewhere around here. Hope everybody had a wonderful, amazing, blessed, prosperous week. You like that?
Yeah, that was okay. We have I wasn't listening really. We do have a guest here today. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jillian Holt. So Shabanky.
Okay, and we're gonna put your name at the top. Yeah, that was very short. Don't you? Yeah.
What should I say?
Just say I'm Jillian Holt, and I'm happy to be here today on Thought OPPS, and I really want to thank you guys for giving me an invite to your marvelous podcast.
And Steele is getting on my nerves, and Eric is the best host.
Everything what they just said. Okay. What they just said.
Yeah, we do want to thank you for coming on the show today, because you come highly recommended. So that's why so that's why we actually. I was just talking to JayZ. Do you know?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, well, you know that's a really good friend of mine, and she did the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I saw.
Good friend of ours.
But she just met him, and now now she's forced to be friends with him. So now she said yes, she's really cool. She's highly recommended. So my week this week was very eventful. My week was this week, but it was like an up and down week. Like I had thinking about things and trying to change things in my life, and then the worst part of this week, one of my fraternity brothers, he transitioned to Alpha chapter of, he transitioned to Omega chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, our fraternity. When we say that they transitioned to Omega chapter, that means he passed. And it's crazy because he's an older brother of ours, and I remember me and my Sans, when you say Sans, it's the person that you cross with, and his Sans, which is South, his name is South, and they used to always compare us to them and say when because they had already graduated, but we know them from because fraternity is still a connection there, but they used to always call him Joe, my Sans Joe, and then they called me South because they said we act so much like them. And over the years, I talked to him, and he looks like one of my brothers, one of my I wouldn't say real because they're my real brothers too. One of my brothers by blood. He looked like one of and it's funny because I first showed him a picture of my brother. They was like, the people used to tell me he looked like my brother, and then they showed the picture. He's like, oh, I kind of do look like that dude. And but that's one of the saddest things. Then we got some really good news this week. Well, I got some good news this week. And Eric know about the good news because when I get good news, he try to live off my good news and try to make it a part of his life.
What good news you got?
The good news with the
the two was like, what you gonna remember?
Okay. So just keep your eyes out. You know what I'm saying? Because everything always comes full circle, and God blesses you when you are questioning, is God there?
Yeah, and honestly, this dude really didn't get blessed until he met me, but we gonna.
Okay, in job private eye. How was your
my week was eventful, like you know. Same stuff. It is what it is. Just, I'm on the road to recovery from my car accidents and everything. Getting, healthier and stronger and all that other good stuff. Other than that, learning from my son, been teaching me multiplication and stuff like that. So shout out to my son. He's 8. So, so he's been teaching me some stuff because I was helping him with his homework. And he was looking at me like, "How you don't know this?" So,
do you know? I'll be like really scared to take tests now because I feel like I'm stupid now.
Man,
like it's like I read a lot and I read a lot. But it's like to do like multiplication and like math and stuff because I'm so used to.
Where are you taking those tests at?
No, I'm talking about like at work or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like you just be randomly.
No, yeah, like
taking
if
tests?
because it's like if you want a different position or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to take tests.
okay, let me take my week back. But I had to break out my cell phone with that calculator. Man, when you in car accidents and you in your 40s, you just don't remember this type of stuff. So that was it. You know. So
okay.
How about your week, Jillian?
Yeah. I didn't know your week was still going because it's longer than it usually is. But go ahead.
Let's see. It was pretty regular, I guess. I don't know. I write every day, so that's what I've done every day. I'm a professor, so I teach Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I taught this week, and I went to Futureland in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
And got to see some cool tech stuff. I'm not the tech girl, so anytime I see anything, I'm like mesmerized by it because it's, cool to me because I have no brain ability when it comes to engineering or science. So
we don't believe that.
I real quick, I got invited to something tomorrow. Like my niece, CPT. Do y'all know what that is? Mm-mm. She's an actress. She acts and she does like stage play. And
I do know what that is.
Yeah, thank you. Because I gotta go look at my phone now because she sent me the text message. But I'm like, I gotta go to that tomorrow. But then I have a meeting tomorrow at 5, and I'm trying to think. What time does it start?
I don't know. Like I would have to look because I think me and my friend Joyce are going to go together tomorrow to it. So
so maybe I have to hit you up tomorrow.
You could, yeah, because I don't know.
You want to go,
look and see what time it is.
It's free. Look at him. Look at it. It's free.
No, I think I got my son tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, it's free. But she like, I normally go to her stuff, you know, but it's kind of like she be having so much acting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I know you finished with your week because he took your week too. So
no, but
that's it. Like
her week involved 1 week.
Yeah. Finally, we got somebody on the show that's smarter than Terrence.
Okay, so when we come back, we're gonna have our book discussion in a second. But the entertainment things in entertainment for the week, we are going to talk about Rick Ross and how he talks about medication he has to take. We're going to talk about Drake taking a year hiatus for music, JayZ and the backlash that he got from old video that was shown, and something Eric don't want to talk about. Something he's been watching all day.
No, I haven't.
Sexyy Red.
And we're back. So we're in the book section of our book portion of our interview. And I'm starting off because
the book portion of our show, but go ahead.
Interview show with oh my God. But I came up with this, with this new thing that I, ran past Terrence before our show. And since he always clowned me for going to the library, he always buy books and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna give, when I do my portion of the book section or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna give you a segment. I'm gonna give you a purchase rating. I'm gonna tell you if it's worth purchasing or if you just go to the library and get it. So last week I had An American Family, the Shakurs and the Nation they created. So I am still currently reading this book. I got to the portion where I didn't really know that, the Shakur family has a close connection with Malcolm X. Tupac's mother was married to a guy that was Malcolm X's bodyguard, and she ended up getting pregnant with Tupac while he was locked up by Tupac's father, who was married as well, had 3 kids and everything. But, it's getting good. It's talking about how the Panther 21, how Afeni acted as all the Panthers' lawyer, and they really didn't have faith in her at first, and how she got all of them off their charges or whatever through the COINTELPRO, And you know, somebody asked her like, how did she learn how to speak like that? And she said she learned from fear, because she said she did not want her baby to be born in prison. So it's getting good. This is like, I would buy this book. I think I am going to buy this book and, you know, add it to my one book collection. So I started reading this book because I'm like TV. I just like to flip back and forth or whatever. I can't just read one book. So this book right here is called Why Fathers Cry at Night by Kwame Alexander. And it's a book of poetry. So I've written a book of poetry. I like poems and stuff like that. And this book is very interesting. I would buy this book too. This book goes in and it talks about his mother and father's meeting in the 60s. It goes through him being married and going through his first marriage and his second marriage and the passing of his mother and his kids, and it's all told through poetry. So it's an excellent book because it's like a time period where, you know, he tried to, you know, get his be in touch with his family and the stuff that he's going through and everything. So this is a book I would definitely purchase. So these two books right here, I would shell out money and, you know, keep. So
okay, I actually buy books, so I don't have to give when I purchase the book review. I buy books and then read them. I don't go to the library and have to take the books back real fast. But this is a book. Okay, my books. No, let me go to this book. I'm still reading what the internet is doing to our brains, The Shallows, and this book right here. I'm to the point where they're actually discussing the internet, because I told you the book actually starts off where they're talking about like language and human beings learning language and human beings, and how we transcend to different things, and like when different things become a part of humanity, how scholars actually react to these things and think, oh, this is going to be something that is that's not going to be effective for human beings because it's going to actually shallow some parts of our brains, and then we're going to use certain parts of our brains. But that's what they're talking about. They're to the point where they're talking about the internet and because this book was actually written a while ago, but this is an updated version of the book. So they're talking about Google right now. They're talking about Google in the book. I'm almost done. More than I got. More. No, I'll be done by next week. I got I only got this much left.
You can talk about this book.
Yeah, no. If I'm not really super busy, I'll be done with the book. And then talking about a book that I read in the past. This was 2021. I read this book, In the Defense of Food. It's Eater's Manifesto. It's about a lot of lies we've been taught about food over the years and different things that we. And it was one thing that really I remember about this book, because I read it so long ago, and I read so many books since. Is like that lie that we was always told about fats and carbs. Like it's not the fats, it's the carbohydrates that as weight. It's just it's a really good book.
That's why you do your own research.
Yeah, right. Well, the thing about it is that was their research back then, so they thought they were giving us a good idea. It's about Michael Pollan, and it's a really good book. It's a New York Times bestseller. Both books are New York Times bestseller.
So you bought both of those books?
Yes, I purchased.
You could save your money with the library with those.
No, I purchased both these books because I want to own them, and for
the culture.
Okay, well, this is what I do. When I purchase books, I give them away. So I always give my books away. So okay, we're about to move on to the next part of the show.
Anything you would like to add, Jillian?
Yeah, the thing you want.
I wish I had a book, but I don't.
You will get a book before you leave.
Yeah.
I do?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You will get a book. You do
I feel like I'm on The View.
you do get a book before. You don't get a copy of one of my books, but you do get a copy of a book before. Because I just like to give people books. Because if I read the book, I give it away. Well, I never read books twice. So. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move to the next segment of the show. So, Jillian.
Jillian,
we have a few questions for you. So, what is it that you really, really, really do?
What I really, really do is I'm a screenwriter, and I write screenplays, films.
But come on, give us a list of because you got a list of films.
Okay.
And I've watched. So
let me see. The first thing that I ever did was a web series, now referred to as digital series, and it's called Langston Tributes, and I did that in 2016. It was about teenagers at a school of the arts and them trying to navigate their lives coming up to graduation. Should they continue in their passion of whatever they did, or should they do what their parents want them to do and go get like real jobs and, you know, study real things? So it was like that and drama, and it was directed by James Swoop, and it was shot by Seven Nation Films. Sasha Sales, shout out to her.
Shout out.
And it was good. It was my first introduction. I had never filmed anything, and then I produced a movie with my friend Brian Berry called Hey Mr. Postman.
He'll be on next week.
Okay, shout out to Brian Berry.
why you giving out the tea, man? Like,
Okay.
I've seen that movie though. Seen that.
Okay.
Question. And if he doesn't come, fine. He's still going to do the show anyway. So maybe he didn't want me to announce that. But he's scheduled to go.
Okay.
But do you have a liberal arts education?
I have 2 bachelor's degrees. One is in education, and it is it's an education with a concentration in social studies and language arts, middle school. And then I have an undergrad in film and digital media.
Okay.
And I have a master's in education administration.
Okay. That's why you come highly recommended.
Yeah.
You better wear them degrees.
Yeah. Shout out. Congrats on all that.
Yeah. And it's very I respect when the education is added to the art, you know, like I respect that. A lot of people don't, especially and you come across that a lot.
Yeah.
I have a bachelor's degree in mass media communications.
Okay.
And, so we study a lot of the same classes. My niece had she just graduated from Oberlin. She has a degree in theater.
Okay.
She has a theater degree. So we understand, like, there's a certain degree of there's a discipline and there is a educational walk that you have to take to know how these things actually work. Yeah, and a lot of people don't respect that.
Yeah, and I respect that because education is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being disciplined and just buckling down, whatever, that's hard. A lot of people don't have, like me, I don't have to pay.
Because a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these big time directors, right? Except for Tyler Perry. Most of them have degrees.
Yeah, a lot of people go to film school.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's like all the big ones. Like when you look them up, they have degrees.
Yeah,
you know, like except for Tyler Perry. But Tyler Perry, you know, is Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, and I respect.
He went a different route.
He went a different route. He has it because sometimes education and experience too. Experience can help you to educate yourself, and Tyler Perry has a lot of experience.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm about to ask you a question. I'm about to break the norm and all this other stuff. So I got a question that I want to ask you. So I know with you doing screenwriting, you know, producing and everything, I know you probably watch a lot of shows, music videos and stuff like that. So if you have a favorite music video or a favorite episode of a show and you had the opportunity to redo it, what would it be?
Oh, like a music video?
Or even an episode of a TV show or something like that. If you had like, man, this is my favorite, but you know, if I was to do it, I would have did this different.
I can't think of one that I would redo a music video. Like I like listening to music. Like I just listened to Drake's album that he dropped, and like
I was listening to it, and he was like, "Cut that off." I'm like, "Dude, I listen to Drake."
I liked it, but I direct the video in my brain.
Okay. So, well, give me that. If it's like a song that say that they don't have a video, and you hear a song like, man, I could do this, that. And,
I do that all the time. So I can't like narrow it down because I literally do it all the time.
Okay.
But as far as television, I mean, a show that I would have loved to work on in any capacity, way, shape, or form is The Wire, because that's one of my favorite. I think my favorite show of all time.
Have you ever seen The Wire?
I've never seen The Wire.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, The Wire. Oh no, I never seen it.
So what was so speaking of The Wire, what was your favorite season? Because my favorite season is when they brought the young kids in.
That's my favorite season too.
Yeah,
The kids, I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what 4 or 5.
It was.
Like
Yeah. It got kind of boring when they brought the dock workers in there. It was
season 2 is rough.
Yeah, it's
but
rough.
season 1 it set it off. Season 2 was rough. 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, when they brought.
Can I say something really quick that I really appreciate about you and your team and Johnny and the people that you work with? Y'all make black films, but y'all don't make just hood black films. That is just I just really appreciate that. That y'all like really know that we're not a monolithic group of people. We're actually like phenomenal. Broad.
And not to get away from your interview, because just like what he just said, when I seen Locked In, I seen as soon as what did I do? I said, Terrence, you have to watch Locked In.
Yeah, and I watched it.
You have to watch it because Locked In, I was like, wow. Hey, if y'all haven't seen Locked In, y'all gotta watch Locked In. For real.
And I got somebody else watching it this weekend.
Okay.
I told him, hey, he's like, what? Locked In. It was one of my fraternity brothers.
Okay.
So he's like, Locked In. I'm like, yeah, you got to watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah. Because I just love the idea of what you do and how you are like. You're even more phenomenal meeting you than what was described. I really appreciate that. Have you had any contests? Have you ever entered any contests or writing or anything like that?
No, I never entered any contests. When you get into film, everybody, it's like nobody has the same story. It's like a slither, and like you just get in where you fit in. So I didn't have to go like the contest route. Fortunately, I just knew people who knew people, and they were like, I want to work with you. So. And
then when I hear about you too, I hear that you are like very disciplined, and I hear that you have like you study what you're going like. Someday I'm like too. You study what's looked for on there and things like that. Yeah. You make sure you prepare yourself for your life and whatever it is. What you're doing. Why do I have a fly?
That's okay. Yeah, I like when Johnny, when I first met Johnny, and we were kind of throwing some ideas around of what he wanted, because he wanted an urban movie, but we didn't. We're like drugs, gangs. So we're thinking I'm like, we still need some type of crime element to it. So we're like, what about scamming? And I'm like, oh yeah. I can do that. So he gave me like a list, because I had not really watched Tubi before I met Johnny, and he gave me a list of movies to watch, and I watched them. They were movies, and then I was like, well, I need to know which of these movies are making the most money, which of these movies are the most popular. So then we found those out, and I watched those, and I was like, okay, what do they like? I was like, they like a voiceover. So I gave the main character, LaSarah, a voiceover because they seemed to like it. And I'm like, okay, they like, they like backstabbing. All right, let's have some people stabbed in the back. And they like that. So, I just went and I threw in all the elements that.
You get me super excited right now.
Yeah.
Like but I feel like, especially if you're going to go AVOD, which is an advertisement streaming service, you need to know what the people want. And a lot of people are like, caught up in their egos, and they're like, this is my story about my dog when I was 12 and I wanted to, okay, no one wants to hear. No one wants to, you want to make money, or do you want to like make a story that, is near and dear to your heart? I want to make money.
Are you a pastor? Because you preaching right now.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is a business still. I mean, we're all artists, but at the end of the day, like, I want to eat off of my art. I don't want to suffer.
You want to know your work. You want to know your work.
Right.
So before I ask you the next question, I'm just going to let you know, I'm a Tubi specialist. I will sit there and watch it. I've probably seen every movie on Tubi. I don't care how good or how bad it is. The only thing that deter me from watching a certain movie is if the sound is terrible, I'm not watching it. Like if it's like if I put a movie on and it sounds like they talking through a tube, I'm not watching.
Or it cuts out. Or
Yeah,
the levels are all over the
Yeah,
place.
you wouldn't watch some of them Jamaican YouTube movies.
Yeah, but I mean, if I
and they all about scamming too. The Jamaican YouTube movies.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if I could hear it, I would watch it. Like I don't care how bad the movie is, you know what I'm saying? Like I would watch it.
That shows you how important sound is.
Yeah, so the sound is bad, but so you know, I'm all about, you know, women empowerment and all that stuff like that. So how do you navigate working in a field that's, I don't want to say dominated by
It
men,
is.
but
it's
it's
a
just like
male-dominated
it is
field.
a lot of men. You know, I see a few, you know, females coming up doing their thing
Yeah.
and everything like that. So how do you keep yourself grounded and, you know, maneuver in, you know, in this type of industry like that?
Well, number one, I am always myself. You know, I grew up around lots of boys and men, so I was used to their behaviors, and you know, but working with people in the industry, you know, you get that nice little caveat of ego. So I work with a lot of male ego all over the place, and you know, I'm a shark. Like you can't, like I will tell you straight to your face, I said I was going to cuss. You're being bloopity bloop bloop bloop.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, and I feel like they either respect it. Most of them do, because most of the people I work with the really big egos are used to people kissing their, you know what. And I don't. I don't care how big you are on Tubi. I don't care if you're Mr. Tubi or, you know, somebody that everybody like. Come on, like we gonna have a conversation if it's something that we need to talk about. I don't sugarcoat. I don't go around. I'm gonna go straight to your face and I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna tell you. And I'm all about the film. I don't care about what you feel. I don't care what you feel. I care about my movie.
Yeah.
So all those boy feelings, I don't care about.
And like me and Terrence was having this discussion too, and it's just like, cause I'm not real big on ego. Like I feel like I can learn from anybody. Like I said, my son's 8 years old. He teaches me. I feel like so. But if it's something that,
but he's taller than you.
but I'm not big on ego. I don't have to be the face of nothing. I'm an introvert anyway. I don't have to be the face of this. I don't have to do this or whatever. So, but like I was telling Terrence, like, you know, sometimes when you do something, you need a woman's presence, because a woman's gonna tell you when you messing up. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I don't know. It's easier to work with women when you're doing stuff, and to, like for me, I'm not trying to make it.
No.
But sometimes it has been like, especially with doing stuff like this, it's been like a lot easier to work with women, and I don't think it's because of me and who I am. I think it's just that women are easier to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And guys they come with their egos. They think they know everything, and you're a guy and you don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they think that, you know, that they, and then a lot of times too, it's kind of like, I don't know if I should say this. Whatever, I can say this on my show. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, a lot of black men are not used to being taught by other black men.
Yes. Yeah,
so they don't have fathers. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, who is this
dude?
N-word? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I grew up with my dad. You know what I'm saying? One of the best men. And I remember this one dude kind of was having a conversation about something, and he was talking about basically like dissing my dad, you know, in the conversation about, but not what I said every dad. But he was just saying like, you know, nobody what your dad did, you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got one. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times if you're not familiar with certain types of guidance, you don't really know it.
Yeah, and a lot of men are surprised by that, especially like me. Like if I don't know something, I'll let you know. Like I don't know. Like and then like
me too.
People be like, "Well, you telling people that you don't know?" I'm like, "Why would I hide it? I just don't know."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and then even working in this type of industry, it's like it's hard to find people you trust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find people.
You have to build a team, and you're going to go through some people.
Yeah,
you're going to go through some people,
and sometimes you're going to come to the realization that you know that you're not mad at leaving certain situations. It's like it was supposed to end.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because sometimes you're blocking yourself from doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
So speaking of your team, I know y'all have like a very, I see y'all on Instagram, y'all have meetings or whatever, y'all have a very cohesive team and everything. Shout out to, you know, to the team and everything.
Yep, HWIC.
Johnny and everybody behind the scenes.
Yep.
So how do you, like, when you guys have disagreements, how do you guys work out your disagreements? How do you go about dealing with that type of stuff? If you want to share that type,
no. I mean, it's talked about. One thing at HWIC, everything is pretty much a team effort. Like today, Johnny sent me some posters for our film Black Men Don't Cheat. And he want to know my opinion. I've worked with people who just sent me the poster. Didn't ask me what I felt about it, and they're just like, this is the poster. But Johnny was like, which one? Which and he really values everyone's opinion. And I feel like that's it. When you are, pretty much at the top, the executive producers, running the production company, you have to be like that. You have to be able to delegate, and you have to be able to know that your opinion matters, because you should have, some smarts about yourself, but other people's as well. And you need to show it to men, you need to show it to women, you need to show it to your audience. And and he does that. Johnny and his marketing is crazy. He studies it. So he's he's gonna before he drops a poster, you better believe 20 people have looked at it and been like, that's the one. He's not just gonna be like, okay, here's the poster.
Do you guys have a lot of meetings?
A lot of all the time.
And the meetings
weekly.
Meetings are very important.
Yeah,
they're a very important part of especially if you're trying to do something like this. Because you got to make sure everybody's on one accord.
Yeah. That's that.
Yeah, because if you just go and you do stuff and you're just not meeting with the people, it messes up organization. Because an organization is, what's the key word in organization? Organized. And people are like, oh, I have an organization you never met. Oh, how do you organize what it is that you're trying to do?
Right.
Yeah. So what's your least favorite part of the team?
If there is a least favorite.
There is a least favorite part of the team. That's my least favorite part of the team right there. But go ahead.
I don't have a least favorite. I will say, I'm not necessarily a set girl. I'm an older lady, and I get tired. And you on a film set, you are shooting minimum most of the time 12 hours. And, about 9 p.m., this stops working. My body starts to say, where are you at? Why are you not in the bed? And I get tired. So I'm not the girl who wants to sit up until, 4 in the morning filming. Yeah. So that's that life. That's for y'all young people. Y'all have at it. Yeah. I believe in you. I trust you. But I can be at home in my bed.
You're right.
Yeah, so one more question I have to ask. So people can stop asking you, can you put me in a movie? How do you... We had that conversation with Johnny.
Yeah.
So how do HWIC, how did you guys go about finding talent? Because I follow you guys, and I always see Johnny hey, if you want to be in the movie, we send out the list and every the email list. So
you always DMing them from pages, though, from fake page. He be creating
that's you know that's a lie. That is a lie.
Trying to get on the movie too.
So
he always trying to play a child.
So how do you HWIC? How do y'all go about finding talent?
Well, right now, recently, within the last months or so, Johnny started a database of people. So you can find the database, or you can find that website through Instagram, Facebook. But you go on there, you sign up through the website, and it puts you automatically into a database. So whenever we have a casting call, and we have one coming up for the next movie in next week or week after, so it's coming up pretty soon for all you people asking me. So you sign up, and you'll start getting emails, and they'll let you know locations, time, dates. It'll send sides, let you know what we're casting for. And as far as the other people I work with, Very Good Films, we do casting calls. Anybody else I work with, I'm about to work with J Films, oh my God, I just had a brain fart. James Ford and Eric Nolan, and we'll be filming in the next couple of months, and they'll do a casting call. So just look out for actual casting calls. If it's a random day and like I drop a selfie, on the selfie I don't need to see like put me in your next movie. Like, like when I post casting call, like that's the time you slide in the inbox, not when I'm like, look at my food.
I would post something about a book and have they'd be like, I'm like, what that got to do with the book? Put me in the movie. When be on y'all show?
Right.
Yeah, hit Terrence up for that.
Yeah. So, what's next for Jillian? Well, you just discussed much of it.
Yeah. But is there anything more that you would like to add to that, or any surprises or anything?
I mean, there's no like real surprises. You know, I have 3 films in post production, and I have like 5 in pre-production. So I am, writing and filming like crazy. Okay. So, just if you want to be a part, sometimes we're even looking for crew sometimes, not all the time, so don't be hitting me up. But if I ever post anything, always feel free to, get in contact with me, because we're this train is moving and
so where will those films be? Will they be on with big screen, movie theaters, Tubi, Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime doesn't make any money, so it might. I mean, if a distribution company puts it on Amazon Prime, have at it. But but most,
you get more free game right there. Yeah.
It is. They'll probably all, like, there's a couple of deals that people are trying to do. Okay. But, I don't, for the independent route, for the money that we put into these films and the budgets, like, Tubi is just, it's great. Like, you make your budget back. And, sometimes when people, like, make a low-budget indie and there's no Hollywood face, there's no Idris and no Denzel Washington. Like, they're just people, they're just, actors here. Like, if you do get a deal with, like, Netflix, everybody wants Netflix, or HBO or Max or something, they're going to give you nothing. They're going to give you, like, $25K, and you put $50K into the movie, like, and people only take those deals for like clout. Like, but really you don't make any money. And again, I'm in this business to make money.
Because everybody want to know their work.
So
it was great.
It was. And whenever those films come out, they'll be posting it, we'll be posting it, and everything.
Next one dropping is Airbnb.
Make sure you check it out.
All right.
Okay, so Rick Ross, I saw this article where Rick Ross talked about he takes medicine twice a day due to his lean addiction from back in the day. Okay. Because he was he was going on the lean, so now he got I don't know, it must have messed up his stomach or his esophagus something. So he got to take medicine twice a day. So that's just show that what you do when you're younger affects you when you get older. Cause I used to party, party. Like, party, and I like I messed up a lot of my body, because of how much I used to party, and I suffer from like inflammation in my because I used to drink so much. I haven't drank in 20 years. No, it's something else. I haven't drank in 20 years, but when I stopped drinking, it kind of like helped out, but I still have like certain, it messes with you because, you got a lot of kids that's kicking it now and trying to do what they're doing and having party and having fun. It does affect your body, so
it'll catch up with you.
It catches up with you. Everything catches up with you.
Like you said, that type of stuff catches up to you. A lot of people think that when you're young, you're gonna live forever. They don't really think that when you get older, it's gonna affect you and everything. It's kind of like, I had an uncle that was close to me, and he died when he was like 44, and he was just like, just drinking. His kidneys went bad, eyesight went bad, and everything. He ended up passing away, and it's just like, a lot of stuff that, I see with my family and like medical things or whatever is I kind of like, I don't drink like that. I might have a drink every month or something like that. Never really smoked. So it's just like I seen that type of stuff growing up. It's just like, man, I'm trying to preserve myself a little bit better.
And it's actually 19 years. I'll December.
Man, 20 years.
December's 20 years.
Round it off to the nearest.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah.
Okay.
You got anything to say, Mike?
Well, I mean, everything y'all said is right. Like, preserve your body. Don't be out here doing all that stuff. But I want to tell you about my Rick Ross story because back in maybe like 2007, 2008, I was going through my teddy bear phase, right? Where I like the big...
Yeah.
I wanted to be, so my friend had concert tickets to see Rick Ross and Erykah Badu, and it was in DC. Mm-hmm. So me and my friend, my other friend, we drove there, and like I elbowed through the crowd because I just had to see like this, like Rick Ross. He's a teddy bear, and he is not that big. He was not that big, y'all. I was so disappointed. I was so like we got there, and I thought he was gonna be like huge. No, he just had like a fat stuff, but he wasn't wide. He was like a regular sized dude with just a fat stomach, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Maybe the lean made him lean.
Yeah, because he was not wide. Yeah. He's not wide, y'all. So if you're looking for a teddy bear, it's not Rick Ross. It's not Rick Ross.
Funny thing is, we were talking about Drake earlier because I listened to some of the Drake. He doesn't listen. You still listen to E40? Like nobody really cares about your.
Shout out E40.
Yeah, you still listen to E40. You should not say nothing about music. Exactly. But yeah. So Drake say he's taking a year hiatus away from music for his health. Now Drake said I don't know if he was doing lean or anything, but he said he had something going on with his stomach. And he said that he didn't give details. But from the article I read, there was no details, but something's going on with his stomach, so he's taking a hiatus. He said it might be over a year. He's taking a hiatus away from music, and there's other things that he want to do too because he is worried about not worried. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say worried because it didn't say worried in the article, but allegedly he is concerned about his health. So allegedly, so
I mean, shout out to Drake, prayers and speed recovery. It's just I don't be insensitive, but it's just like when you see stuff like that, it's like when it comes to your health, it matters. No amount of money that you have could fix some things. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, I don't know if it's a chronic situation or something like that. He said I don't want to hear, but
from the article I read, he said he was okay. He's going to be okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But he's concerned about his health because some of these things that we have, you don't know how they could turn into something else.
Yeah, and a lot of times people see famous people and they're like, oh, they got all this money and life is great, and it's just like a lot of times you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Shout out to Drake. I don't listen to your music. Speedy recovery,
I listen to a lot of Drake. Yeah, I like Drake. I don't know.
Yeah, like sorry.
Yeah. So anything?
that whole thing is just very. I like tea. I want to know everything. So to have, I don't like when people sprinkle little things. Like there's something like because now I'm like, what is rap? Like, what does it have to do with your stomach? Like, so I'm trying to piece the, like, I need to know, I'm a detective. I need to know these. Yeah. So I want more. Like, Drake, can you tell me, like, just what's going on? So I know what's going on, because I'm trying to connect the pieces, like, what could be going on with your stomach that has to do with rapping.
Right.
Like,
but that's a lot of, like, being on stage and, because if he's doing concerts and stuff, that's a lot. Like,
you probably not
promoting your album, he wants to just take it. He wants to be away from all that. He got enough money.
Oh, he got plenty of money. He don't never have to really do music again.
You must be like, Drake, take that bread out your hair and tell me what's going on with your stomach.
I think like the piggyback off of what you said too. I think a lot of times when famous people do that, it leaves room for speculation. And then, when people start speculating and saying the wrong things, and
I hate those.
Then people come out and they get mad or whatever. Just kind of like with the situation with Jamie Foxx or whatever. So I think a lot of times it's probably just best not to say nothing. Just disappear.
Just like when they was talking about what's his name for Black Panther.
Chadwick.
When everybody and then come to find out he had cancer. Like now, I see a lot of people talking about Ariana Grande because she's like super duper.
And that girl, Eva, the girl,
Eva Marcel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've seen her.
Oh, they're super thin, dude.
Yeah, she's
Ariana Grande. You probably ain't gonna recognize her because you know how like little and cute she was. She like not saying she's unattractive, but it looks.
She's tiny.
She's so slim. It's like. dang, that's Ariana Grande. They used to mess
Well,
with Big Sean.
Yeah, but I mean, like stuff like that when you have to go out in public, you know, you can't really disguise that. But you know, like with Drake's situation, it's like sometimes it's probably best just to leave. You know, just keep it to yourself. Because now people gonna be speculating and making up scenarios, and it's the Illuminati and all this other stuff.
Right.
And it was the alarm that went off on our cell phone that caused. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
somebody told me the
theories,
alarm that went off on her cell phone will turn us into zombies.
Yeah, I saw all types of stuff
I saw
on
that.
that.
I know somebody that like is like 2 text messages away from being blocked based on this, based on like all this Illuminati stuff and just conspiracy theory stuff. Because it's just like some of that stuff is like, to me, if it's real, it don't even affect us to certain points. Because some of the major like, and then some of the stuff is kind of like, if it's like to the point where you say that the world's gonna end. And
there's nothing you can do about it.
What can I do?
Yeah.
Go get water and toilet paper?
That's it. That's really it.
And honestly, if the world gonna end, I don't want to survive. I don't want to be one of them people that survive. I want to leave with everybody else.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time. I am legend. Like
right. So I saw there was a lot of backlash for JayZ for saying that his cousin was trying to borrow $4,800 from him and he wouldn't let him borrow $4,800. And I saw this where a lot of people was backlashing and saying, you know, like he a billionaire. So what I did was, it was an interview that he did with what was his name? Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. Okay. I had to look at Eric and find somebody short, so I was like, okay. Kevin Hart. So Kevin, I was like, sure, okay, Kevin Hart. Okay, so I did an interview with Kevin Hart, really good interview, and what JayZ was actually saying was people with ideas, right? Just like you were talking earlier, people about put me in a movie. Could you put me in a movie? Mm-hmm. What he was saying that he would have cousins, not saying that his cousin personally.
Yeah.
Did you watch the interview?
Yeah,
like
I watched
nothing.
It
He was just giving like an example, saying that somebody would be like, I could make you $200,000 if you give me $4,800. But JayZ said that's not how it works. Mm-hmm. He never said that I didn't give my cousin $4,800. But it was just like, we see what we see and we just believe what we want to believe. Based on, that's why a lot of these celebrities be suing people because people just make up stuff based on. I watched the interview and I was like, this is a really good interview. Yeah. This has nothing to do with him saying I'm rich and I'm not giving somebody and it sounded like in the long run, from listening to the interview, he sounded like he would give his cousin $4,800 just to shut him up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sound like he. Yeah. Did you see the interview?
I didn't watch the interview. But why did you watch the interview?
Because I wanted to make sure that this.
But you see, that's why it was put out that way. A lot of stuff that, you know, people like us or whatever, we investigate. A lot of people don't investigate.
But it's an old interview.
It's for engagement. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, people were reacting off of the interview. And this is the same interview that we're watching. They're reacting because they're mad and saying JayZ. All they're hearing is that JayZ said that I'm talking about comments from regular people. Like,
but it's engagement. It's negative comment. It's stupid. But that's what people do for engagement. That's how a lot of people get paid for. It's engagement.
But I don't agree with you with the. It's just to engage. I feel like people are really stupid, and
that's why people put stuff out there, because they know people are stupid. They know people gonna react off
impulse. But I think people are stupid before they put it out there. I feel like people went and found that interview, and that's why the media is like, oh my God, I can't believe these people are reacting like this. So they put it out because people found it first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Normal, regular, everyday people like me and you found it. Yeah. And then they started making comments like, can you believe he said that?
Well, it just didn't make no sense to me, because I'm like, JayZ's a billionaire. Why would your cousin be asking for $4,800? Shouldn't you be asking for $48,000? Like,
he was just giving an example.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, man, I just knew it. Like, that don't sound right. Like, if I'm coming to a billionaire, I ain't asking for no $4,800. I'm asking for like a meal or something.
You plotting out how much you gonna ask for.
What you think about that, Jillian?
Yeah, I saw I think it started from like a tweet. somebody had a tweet like, "Oh my God, JayZ, I can't believe that you would do this," and then that tweet spiraled into people making comments. And we see stuff like that happen all the time. And I'm like, still, I'll go back and I never comment on anything ever on social media, just because like I don't care. But like with that, I love JayZ, big JayZ fan. Shout out to Sean Carter. I went.
I am too. So
have you seen? Are you going to see Book of Hove in Brooklyn?
I want to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Shout out to Nas.
He about to say shout out to E40.
Shout out to Tupac and Nas.
Tupac is not alive. But Tupac was great, but he's not alive. So it's
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Tupac. But I'm just saying we're talking about people right here.
All right, go ahead.
So yeah, but when it's something that I see that just catches my eye or something that I know doesn't read, then I'll go back like you and watch the actual clip or the whole, because a lot of people will take a little segment of something that you say and then people don't, a lot of people can't like comprehend well. Their comprehension skills are low. Because literally, like I'll post like casting call at 1112 Euclid Avenue. First comment, where is it at? People don't comprehend.
I got a funny. It's like I posted this book that I was reading, and the book was the idea of tyranny. That's what the book was called, the idea of tyranny. And then this dude wrote a comment on it. There was like, I'm not really into that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm reading his comment. He like, I don't know, to each his own. He thought it said tranny. So I DM'd him like, bruh, that said tyranny.
But why would you think that?
I know him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He like why? He's like surprised. Like why? I'm like, dude. Like, why?
Yeah, people. Reading levels, comprehension skills are just not there. Yeah. But to your point, I do know that certain media outlets will purposely put little snippets of stuff to get people to comment, to get people riled up. And it's a purposeful move because they want people to go to that website or go to that, or go watch that movie because they do it in the movie, like put a little snippet out or, and so it's nuanced. But again, like, I don't really buy into a lot of stuff on social media.
Just like Hollywood Unlocked just did that. They did celebrities that could be cousins or whatever. And like the last one, it was Beyonce and I can't think of the chick's name that played on Flavor of Love.
The woman
that played on the woman that played on Flavor of Love.
Delicious?
No, the one that said that people say she looked like Beyonce. And so they put them two, like Beyonce and her, and that's all people was commenting, like,
because that was the funniest thing ever. Because New York said Beyonce.
You like Luther Vandross.
But see, the thing about it is, the Flavor of Love was how many years? So a lot of people that haven't seen the Flavor, they didn't get the joke.
But that's still funny, bro.
Yeah, but it's funny. But they didn't. But
she was so out of touch with reality. Maybe that was a character she played that made it's so funny. Like
but people was actually getting mad though. They didn't get the joke. You know what I'm saying? So they was engaged like, "Whoa, how dare she say she looked like Beyonce and all this other stuff?" So they do that stuff on purpose. Yeah.
Now back to tyranny. Which sounds like the other word. No, I'm just playing. But Sexyy Red. She just dropped not a song, not an album, but she just dropped a mix. This is YouTube, so I can't say that word. A mixed X tape on her in her stories. Now my question is, do y'all think she did it on purpose, or do y'all think that she because let me tell you, Sexyy Red is the moment. She is the moment right now. Mm-hmm. If you don't like her, or you like her, or you don't like her, she is the moment. And I know, because I read some of those comments, people are like, oh yeah, they down for it, with her doing it. Mm-hmm. Do you think she did it because she knew she was going to get this type of reaction? Because we living in the land of, y'all all go to hell.
I mean, again, I will just say this is the hill I die on. I don't really care about this celebrity stuff, but I will say that, you know, I mean, I could see, like you said, she's having a moment. So in her team, because she has, it's not just her. She's not, you know, she has a whole team behind her, and I know that they're trying to continue to capitalize on this moment that she's having. So, and it's not necessarily off brand of her to have a, like, when I saw that, I just kept scrolling because I'm like, so, like, I'm surprised she ain't had like 40 by now. Like, I'm surprised every dude she's ever been with ain't dropped something.
Eric was like, I'm waiting on. I was always waiting for that.
I was waiting for it to buy.
It was no surprise. I wasn't like, oh my pearls. Like, it's pretty much on brand with her songs, her music, her whole image that they're going for. So would it be far fetched for it to have been planted? No, like, I mean, but I don't, like, girl, get your money. I'm not hating on you. This is your moment. Get it how you live. But just remember that there's always going to be, hopefully for you, 10 years from now. So be thinking of how, you know, what are you going to do?
And how your kid's going to react.
Right. In 10, 15 years when your moment, like, okay, maybe you still might be having a moment. I don't know. But if you're not having a moment, then what are you going to do? Like, how are you gonna do like a Black China and reinvent yourself and go get a paper doctorate? Or are you going like what? Like, you know, I just hope she has like a 25-year plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as me being
since you were waiting for it,
as me being a grown man, I don't want to be commenting on what a young Black woman is doing. So I'm gonna put that disclaimer out there.
Respect.
No, he said chick earlier.
Let's see. I am a Christian man, so I haven't seen it, so I can't.
There's like a halo.
Yeah.
So
like you made your screensaver.
I can't talk about it, but either she deliberately did it or it was an accident, because we all know.
Well, that's the only two.
Yeah, we all have phones.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah, we all have phones, and it's kind of like very rare that we aren't connected to our phones, that somebody will actually know our password to get in our phone. Like, oh, let me go and put it. Like, I feel like if somebody else did it, they wouldn't have put it in the stories. They would have just posted it. Yeah. It's like when you put stuff in your stories, it's like.
And then if somebody did try to like get back at you,
I'm gonna say allegedly.
Yeah, that's
we don't know.
Yeah, if somebody did try to get back at you, that's kind of like that's illegal.
Yeah, that's illegal.
That's like what's that called?
Revenge.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
So that's all I got to say about it.
It's a screensaver on Eric's phone.
Mom, I'm still praying.
Yeah, it's a screensaver on his phone.
So everyone, we are here for our feature topic. We have 4 brand new topics this week, so you're lucky we have 4 brand new topics. Okay. So before I have to read these slow because, you know, Terrence like read them slow so I can edit it. So read them slow. So don't think that I have like.
Okay, just go ahead and read the topics because we run out of time.
Topic number 1: do you prejudge people based on how they look? Topic number 2: do you believe in industry plans to push an agenda? Topic number 3: do you ever listen to any music and it brings you back to certain periods of your life? And if so, please explain. And topic 4: do you think we take our health serious now, or is it just a fad? How'd I do?
I wasn't listening. But go ahead.
Why you in the show if you ain't listening?
I was just waiting for you to put.
So I'm gonna put the topics in the bowl, Jillian.
Okay.
And Terrence gonna shake because he don't never trust me when I shake him.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He don't. She said she watched the show, so she know how to go.
Well, I was just telling you. So the people that's watching that's never seen the show before, they.
Hey, we'll go back and watch this episode 27.
Yeah, but let them.
We fighting after this.
You sound like you ready to get shot.
Hey, we were just joking.
Yeah, I was just joking because, and I said something else. YouTube.
Yeah, because you know how people take stuff. Like, oh, you see Terrence there.
Yeah.
Uh oh.
Dun, 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 dun,
Let's
dun,
see
dun.
what it is.
Dun, dun, dun,
Topic
dun.
number 1.
Number 4.
Topic number 4. Do you think we take our health serious now, or is it just a fad? So,
Okay, I think that everything in life, like a lot of stuff we do is fad like, you know what I'm saying? And it's I think it's important to some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it is a fad because we're more aware of it.
Yeah.
So when you're more aware of stuff, it becomes a fad, and it makes it you know, like a, because it's not all people that take their health seriously and go to the doctors and get checkups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're learning more about the human body, and we're learning more about health, and we're learning more about, like, you know, like even with the book, in the defense of food, we're more we're moving more in the modern time, so we understand, like, if we want to be here longer, there's certain things that we have to do. So I think that it's a good fad that's gonna, like, stay around for a while. Yeah. But there are other fads too, like plastic surgery, drugs is like certain drugs are fads. You know
like what type of, are you talking about illicit drugs or drugs?
Illicit and other drugs, like as far as like psychedelic drugs and stuff that are fads. You know what I'm saying? Like I done did some stuff like back in the day because I was.
Would you like to explain?
I mean, dude, what black guy haven't done acid? I'm just but this was before, you know, I found the Lord. But go ahead. Yeah. But I've told you I've been sober for the last 19 years, but we all have fell short of life before, you know, and tried things and realized those things are for us. Yeah. But I'm just saying that certain things are fads, but the health thing, I think it is a fad, but I don't think it's a bad fad.
Yeah. I feel like not a. Let's see how I'm gonna put this phrases. I think it's a good thing that, you know, nowadays, you know, health, especially mental health, is at the forefront. You know, because I had an opportunity a few months ago to volunteer at Metro Health for the Minority Men's Health Fair, and they was giving like free health screenings, like blood pressure, you know, they was giving haircuts, you know, just checking, you know, doing stuff or whatever. And it was like a lot of older men there that, you know, back in the day, it was kind of taboo for older men to come.
As far as the mental health.
And like, especially like physical health too, you know. So it was like a lot of, you know, older men. And I was like, and, you know, it was a mixture of younger men too, because, you know, when you're younger, you don't really, you're not really health conscious. You're not really paying attention to like what your blood pressure should be, or, you know, your oxygen level. Like, I just recently went to physical therapy, and one of the things that they did was they checked my oxygen level, and my oxygen level was like 93. And normally a normal oxygen level is like 95 and above. And so if you get anything like it's close to 88, it's like you have to go call a doctor immediately because you're having problems. There's something wrong with your how you getting oxygen to your body and how you breathing. So I went to physical therapy and I saw that 93, and I'm like, what's going on? And the lady was like, have you had problems breathing or whatever? I said, no, but I said, I feel kind of lightheaded coming in here. So, you know, as I got going and doing my breathing treatments and on the bike, my oxygen level went up to like 96. But, you know, just me you know, going through, taking my courses to become a community health worker, I'm more conscious in, you know, what my level should be when it comes to blood pressure, when it comes to oxygen levels and stuff like that. So when I say fads, I think, you know, like when it comes to health fads or whatever, I don't like to, you know, judge people because I feel like people should do what they want to do. But, you know, you have a lot of people that get plastic surgery, men and women, and they try to pawn it off like, you know, it's hard work or whatever. So, you know, I think like when you misleading people or whatever, it's you know, it's not right, but, you know, everybody has the freedom to do what they want to do, and on top of that, you should do a lot of research, you know, on your health and, you know, what you should be doing. So,
yeah, I don't think that. I think people are more aware now than ever. So I wouldn't call it, I mean, there are like specific things that people are doing for weight loss. There could be like a fad, like people are taking like Ozempic.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce words, but like the diabetes, I just know it's a diabetes drug. And like that's a big thing, right? Like that would be like a fad, you know, like, but just people's awareness of like, you know, food and what's in food is growing. I don't think
and
that's
mental health.
and mental health too. And, you know, the mental health system in America needs a lot of work. But I won't go there because we will have a whole nother show. Right. But, you know, it's getting better. People's own personal awareness and dealing with it is getting better. But the system is broken and needs to be fixed. But, yeah, I think that, you know, people were learning, like, what's in these foods and what's in these dyes and what's in the stuff that we're eating and how McDonald's makes those perfect fries will frighten you to death. And, like, so when you learn something like that, did you see that?
I saw that.
Like, like that's scary because
and like the burger, like if you try to like put it at 1,300 and something degrees, it won't even melt. Like it's just like crazy.
Scary.
I haven't eaten fast food in how many years has it been since I eaten fast food? In like over 10 years, like 10 years. Okay, I eat Domino's though.
Okay.
Domino's, but I haven't eaten fast food in over like 10 years. But it's kind of like I don't know. It's just like if I eat it, like when I was trying not to eat it like years ago, I just always got sick. like when I eat it, and I'm like, damn, like what is it? Because when I was a little kid, it never made me sick. It's like they must have changed something.
It's scary.
Within food.
My son be killing some.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not used to it. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I was becoming not used to it. But yeah,
because then you won't buy them no more.
I had some McDonald's fries last weekend.
Well, you just because you eat fast food because you're poor. But anyway,
I don't really eat. I mean, you consider Chipotle fast food. I mean, my son eat. That's all my son eats.
Yeah, like Chipotle. I haven't had Chipotle either, but it's like I used to like Chipotle. Subway. I haven't eaten Subway in like.
I haven't eaten Subway in a long time either.
Yeah, but Subway used to be good when you was younger.
Yeah.
Like when I tried it when I was like now I haven't had it now, but like I haven't eaten fast food like 10 years. But when I tried it like back then, I was like, this stuff is terrible.
It like went down.
Yeah, because Subway used to be really good.
Yeah, like back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I eat Domino's because I'm like, Domino's ain't fast food. I'm sorry.
So, not just physical health, mental health, because like I myself, I just recently went back this week. I've seen a therapist, so you know, with me, I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. I've been in 2 car accidents within a month. I'm still dealing with a concussion or whatever, so you know, I felt it was time for me to go back to therapy. So I just had my first therapy session.
Thank God, because I got about your problems.
and you know, it's kind of like taboo, especially for like black men. And you know, I made a post, you know, just, you know, I kind of use myself, you know, just to kind of show like it's okay to get therapy and everything like that. And what I'm about to say is I'm not trying to judge anybody on, but I see a lot of people, you know, that brag about going to therapy, and they be some of the worst people online. And I just be like, what therapist do you go to? Because the way you be talking about people and judging people, so that's what I'm saying. Is it are you actually going to therapy, or is it just a fad to say that you're going to therapy?
I actually know people that say they go to therapy, and I allegedly I don't think they go to therapy. I think it's just
a fad to say it. And you know, like I'm like real big on mental health. Like I've been going to therapist since like '96. You know, before it was, you know, in the forefront and everything. And it's just like I just keep my mouth shut because I try not to judge people and everything. But I be wanting to know, like, what if your therapist saw this? Please tell me what therapist you go to. I do not want to go to that therapist. And it's just like
it'd be like, and sometimes you be having to get yourself away from saying this person will really benefit from therapy, because sometimes I'll be thinking that with I
think that all the time.
Like you really need some therapy.
therapy.
Like you really need some therapy, because there, and especially a lot of people, I feel like this is gonna suck. I hate when I talk to people and they be like, I got a feeling, or I have to like this is like their whole idea of life is like, if I feel a certain way, it's like that's God gave me this feeling, so I had to go with this feeling. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like talking to people that be talking about signs all the time.
Yeah, like
you a Virgo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's all they base things on. And I hate when I talk to people, because I feel like a lot of times when I talk to people like that, I feel like therapy would really benefit you, so you can learn about the psychology of people and our behavior, and learn about our behavior. Because the thing is, it's not about always a discernment that you have where everything is super spiritual. There are certain, because we all have been through things that create us to be who we are, right? So if you understand your psychology and how you're made up and how you think and why you think the way you do, it will make you a better person. It will make you understand and make you more forgiving of other people too.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we're all just here trying to walk and try to have and be happy.
Yeah, and the good thing about my therapy, like I'm like really excited about my therapy, is because I have an African American woman as my therapist, and I'm like, because represent for when it comes to men, there's not too many men that's in that field, but it's like, dang, just to have somebody African American.
Charlemagne has a white woman as his therapist, but he asked what he asked for. He asked for a white woman as his therapist.
But I mean, like me going to different therapists or whatever, it's like I had my first session and it was just like, it's different, and it was like refreshing, because it's just like, man. Can
I say something though? I had an Indian therapist before, and nothing against Indians. She's an Indian woman therapist. That was the worst experience ever. Like, because we did not understand each other, and I felt like she was a little judgy, and she was a little she didn't care to, like, I feel like. But it was so long ago. I feel like she didn't care about anything I was going through, and she just was like doing her job.
Yeah, like she didn't. Really
She like you got insurance. That's her name.
Yeah.
She didn't say that, but that was her name. You got insurance, so I could just say. But that was a bad experience with therapy. But I learned you still need to go, because you got to find the right therapist.
Yeah. So but I think nowadays, I think like when it comes to physical health, mental health, and everything, I feel like a lot of people take it a little bit more serious, than like back in the past, because back in the past it was just like, hey,
go to church.
Go to church. Go to church and
pray away.
Yeah,
pray away.
And then like nowadays we didn't. And back then you can't really like blame people, because back then people had big families. It was like they had 4, 5, 6 kids. I mean, nowadays you can't even have.
Well, the thing about if we keep it on a racial aspect, the thing about the black community is that a lot of this comes from slavery and oppression and the disregard of education and disregard of like certain things that we could have to help us. Now, oppression, slavery, white supremacy, and all these things that we are now. There are certain ones of us that are now starting to understand, because we still feel a sense of being perfect. Because we feel like we've been through so much, but we got to understand that what we've been through is trauma, so we have to fix ourselves from that trauma, because trauma is hereditary too. Because sometimes you're living off the trauma of your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of it's transferred to us. So sometimes we have to realize that these things are hereditary, and we have to fix ourselves if we want to be a prominent or a of use to our community and to our children, and to you know what I'm saying, and to what I'm saying, that we don't understand that a lot of we were miseducated.
And like me dealing with my son, like this goes to mental health, like like I remember one time I said something to my son. I called my son Big Head. My son was like, no, don't call me that or whatever. So I take my son's feelings into consideration.
That is so that is so funny, because Big Head was my nickname with my parents growing up. That's what my parents called me. I thought you was trying to. No. So Big Head, come here, Big Head.
Yeah, but my son do not like it, and I take my son's feelings in consideration. Like, okay, he doesn't like it. I know he's 8 years old or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. But back in our day, you could tell our parents.
And you tell the Jamaican, my father Jamaican, like, come here, Big Head. I thought that was because I had a bigger head than my brothers, so he used to call me Big Head. But it was never. But it was never. He didn't do it out of like being like mean. And if I said that back then, like like what? Dude, we not to that part of life yet where we're concerned about mental health. So you're big head for now. Well, anybody got any last things?
You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I mean, this was such a good conversation, but yeah, mental health is important. So take care of yours because it's important. Like you said,
and don't
generational
be
trauma.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to do it, and don't think that it's not necessary because it's good to have somebody to talk to, somebody that's like impartial to.
Yeah, and a lot of times when we react, the way we react, because a lot of times a lot of black men we be feeling like we want to fight. You know what I'm saying? We want to physically fight because of situations. I feel like people need to go talk to somebody because there's something wrong with that. Because you got to fix yourself because that's not normal. And actually, one thing we need to realize too, because I said it in the show before, and Erica was like, they changed the topic. I feel like a lot of black men, if you realize and we're very immature. Like you see a lot of black men still trying to dress like they be like 50 something still trying to. We're very immature. It's because not you per se. I'm just talking about. I'm just saying that we're very immature. Dudes be like in their late 40s, their 50s talking about I'm a bust. You gonna go to jail for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like we very immature, and it's because we don't have the guidance from like older men to know the importance of life, because certain things what people think about you are, what people think about you is none of your business,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Well, because people are like, oh, he must think this about me, I'm about to go check, you know what I'm saying? That's none of your business,
because they're gonna think it regardless.
You're gonna think it regardless. So I'm just saying, like a lot of times, like that's one thing we need mental health. We need to go talk to people because we need to grow up.
Yes,
because
I concur.
Because the only way you're gonna be a honest, good part of life, because we're not here. Because people be like, well, being good and being I hear people say that is subjective. You heard that online. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody know. Everybody that take any classes in like values and things like. Everybody know if I'm doing something to hurt you, that's me being a bad person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Quit looking online and quit trying to find these words to make you sound like you know when you're being bad. Yeah. You know when you're being good. Yeah. Go ahead. Anybody else got anything to say?
You got any shout outs? Anything you want to say? Anything?
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having me on the show. This was really fun. I'm a talker, so I like to talk and I like to listen to people talk. So this is right up my alley. I want to just say a shout out to anybody who's ever watched any of my movies, and shout out, of course, to HWIC. We're about to be back at it. Shout out to Very Good Films. We got Car Show coming up soon. Shout out to J Films. We have a movie we have not titled yet. Shout out to some of my Detroit folks, because we got some movies coming out too. Shout out to some of my Memphis folks, because I got a movie coming out of Memphis too. So just everywhere, just shout out to all my people.
I'm about to get your autograph.
Yeah. Well, we do want to thank you for coming out tonight. And this show will be aired on Sunday. So another successful episode of Thought Ops. I want to thank my co-host over there, EJ Briz, buddy. Okay, and I'm still Biz. Y'all have a good night. Peace.